You are listening to the A.K.A. Real Talk Podcast, Episode 1. If you're watching this, you're an OG because this is the first edition to the radio series. We are your hosts, Arda,
On.
And Al.
and our topic today that we're going to be discussing is the American education system.
So, Kaan, what is the quote of the day?
Quote for today's show is: We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. Carlos Castaneda, an American author.
Yeah,
Solid
yeah, for
quote.
sure.
Solid quote. What do you guys think that means to you?
I mean, this is a powerful quote for sure, especially since it's talking about how life is not easy in general,
Mm-hmm.
and whether you procrastinate or don't get your work done, whether that's school or work or anything, uh, whether you procrastinate or you actually do the work, it's gonna be tough either way. But in the end, you probably want to work hard to succeed rather than work hard and then suffer in the end. So that's my
Absolutely.
take on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you guys think?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to elaborate on that, it really highlights the difference in people's mindsets and work ethics on a day-to-day basis, where people that work hard and get their work done every day that don't procrastinate are very they're the smarter ones in a way. They have more
Mm-hmm.
free time, they're less stressed, and the people that procrastinate more tend to obviously have more stress, even though the work amount is the same between both those people, you know?
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
My interpretation was very similar to yours, Kaan, except I focused more on the mindset because we can choose what we want to think. And the quote says we make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. So, are we willing to put ourselves in those uncomfortable situations to help us grow as a person? Or are we willing to just stay in our comfort zone and, not move ahead in life? Just stay where you are and then later on regret that you didn't take those risks before.
That is so true. Being in uncomfortable situations just allows you to grow, even if you fail and even if you mess up, which it is gonna happen. You can grow as a person, you're gonna fail and stuff. And transitioning to that, school.
School.
You can fail in school for sure.
That's true. That's so true.
You can fail a test or whatnot, but yeah, American education system. Everyone has their own opinion on this, and generally, I want to ask you guys actually, would you guys consider yourselves good students in school?
I would. I would.
You guys
I
work hard, get your
I
work done,
I like to maintain my grades up there, so yeah, I
Yeah,
would
That's
say
good.
so.
I feel like there's always room for improvement for me. Could always be better.
yeah.
Um,
That's good.
Especially taking hard class and stuff. It can be tough for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's work,
Yeah.
you got to get through that. Uh, but yeah, high school has been high school has been interesting. It gets hard and sometimes it's really easy. Um,
Definitely an experience.
yeah.
mhm.
My opinion is that each teacher for me was different. Literally,
Oh,
the
yeah.
level of just how hard the class was dependent on the teacher for
Mhm.
sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
you guys had some hard teachers. What would you say is your experience with some hard teachers, and what do you think about uh what happened back then?
So obviously, like you said, in some situations, it depends on the teacher, right? uh, how much work you get, in a sense, how much stress you'll have. And it's just up to those students that the ones that don't procrastinate are going to be better off and they're going to obviously succeed more in that class. Whereas students that end up procrastinating in the class that already has a difficult teacher, right,
Mhm.
will end up falling behind and maybe struggle to recover, for the whole semester.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but sometimes teachers are just hard. They
yeah,
it's either they don't teach well enough and then they give so much work and then you have to learn it all on your own. I would
Oh,
say that would be mostly for the honors or AP classes, the ones that are
yeah,
just college level.
that's
But
true.
I don't know how
Yeah,
do you well, oh, sorry.
I was just saying, I was thinking about more teacher's perspective. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, how teachers teach, the information is not retained in our brain. We don't have enough time to learn the material. We get a limited amount of time, but it does force your brain to develop, should I say develop a little quicker in terms of trying to remember stuff on the fly,
Yeah, for sure.
because in the business world someday, or wherever you're going to work, your boss is not going to play lightly as the teachers. So that does make
Yeah,
a lot of sense. It's just a lot of students fall behind because they can't keep up with the pace.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing right there. Like, um, I feel like uh, a lot of like high school, middle school curriculum is like they try to pack in as much information into your brain as possible in
Hmm.
hopes of you remembering it and able to remember it for a test or for an assignment or anything. That system, it works in some ways, it doesn't work in some ways. It teaches really you work ethic. I think it definitely teaches you work ethic, so you actually can get your work done. If you're in like an employee environment, it allows you to get your work done, but it's not perfect when it comes to learning for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colin, what do you think?
I actually don't have an opinion on that yet. Al, do you have anything on that?
Let's see. Well, hearing Arda say employees, the school system, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but the school system breeds employees.
I do agree with that, yeah. It
100%. Because what do we do every single day at school? We go to school, to a class. We have a teacher that's basically our boss that tells us, "Oh, this is the work, and here's the work, and this is the way to do it." We're thinking within the box on how to complete the job.
yeah,
We're taught the process, and
Yeah.
yeah.
we kind of just have to apply it and use it. And what's the work environment? It's the same exact thing, except you might have to think a little bit outside the box with work. But
Depends. I know some teachers do allow you to express like more creative like assignments or creative thoughts, projects, or whatever.
mhm,
But essentially, you walk into a classroom with around six like five, six, seven classes in a day, and
mhm.
yeah, you're just stuck in a classroom. Sometimes you're not even allowed to go to the bathroom. Yeah, and you just gotta listen to a teacher and do what they say. You're just kind of obeying the rules.
It's
And
this.
for some students, it doesn't work. They can't learn like that, which is
Mhm.
why they might be struggling in school, even though they're not. Doesn't necessarily mean they're stupid. No, they're not. No, there's nothing like that. I do believe that people are smart in their own ways, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, people are different types of smart. Some people just don't work with the this type of structured system that our society has put up with for, I don't know, hundreds of years, or 100. Or
Yeah, it's been
I,
around
I
for so long.
yeah, I forgot when the education system was established. I'm assuming 1700s.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to look that up also. But
Let's see.
we had a decent period back, I think, in the 1900s, where we would go to we would go to school and receive, let's say specifically college, right? I might be getting a bit too ahead, but
You're good.
we would go to school, get a college degree, and then we would be able to find a job that gives us the return on our investment, or the ROI.
Yeah.
But now college is just so ridiculously priced. It doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and coming back to that, when the school system was invented. So apparently, The school system, the public schools were created back in the 1830s by a man named Horace Mann, who was a Massachusetts legislator and secretary. So yeah, public schools were made in the 1830s. That's over. That's almost like 200 years.
Almost 200. Okay, my numbers were a bit off.
At least I hope so. Yeah, almost 200. But yeah, you were saying actually.
Yeah. So the education system is very. I don't know. It's just unbalanced. I feel.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be more variety for sure. Cause I know schools were made back in the day for factory workers, because everyone had to do the same job, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone was the same back. That's how education was. Everything is the same for every student, and if they don't understand that same way of learning, then they're a failure. And especially in today's society, um, some people there's just a lot of talk about like having to change the education system because there are people who fail, but the people who fail aren't necessarily bad kids. They could be, but um, it's just people that don't understand the system. It just doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that you know don't work by the system, but then go outside the system and create their own. And they become successful off their ideas that they don't want to live by the system.
You gotta applaud those people.
Sure.
Yeah, they're taking control of their lives. You
Yeah.
know, if
I
you
mean,
want to be truly happy, you got to take control of your own life.
Yeah.
that's true. It's a matter of finding yourself and doing what you need to do. But I know yeah, at least in America, you're going through school until 12th grade, and then you should be done, uh, or most people are done by then. But I know, especially a lot of parents are pushing college towards their kids, and especially since college is so expensive nowadays. Like, oh my, wow, it's
Dude,
just so
no, no, no.
expensive.
It's crazy. Okay, here's a statistic that I heard, but I'm not sure if it's true. Okay, our
Okay.
college tuition, right? 20,000, 40, freaking 50. I don't even know the numbers anymore, dude. It's just
Yeah,
so high. And think about how average American, the average American earns about 40K a year.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
average, and that's, let's
Rich.
say, 90-95% of people.
Let's say most schools are around like 20, 30,000, 20 to like $40,000 a year. That's almost your whole check
Oh,
that you
So
and
get
much
you,
for
a
the
salary.
American dream.
yeah, the American dream. And what's horrible about it is I heard this statistic. Not sure if it's entirely true or reliable, but
Yeah, no problem.
95% of the tuition we pay goes to the faculty and the teachers, and 5% go to the student body.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
You're paying $35,000 in tuition, just for an example, and then
Absurd.
95% of that is going to faculty, the teachers.
that's true. I mean, when they talk about that, for sure, it's going to the school. The schools want money.
Hmm.
It's a business
I
for
actually
them.
have a question right there for you, Al.
What is it?
So then where do you think this narrative comes from that teachers don't get paid or need to get paid more, you know?
I think it's just
I think it's
s-
public schools and like
y-
stuff like that. But I know
probably.
colleges are just greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They want money.
that's just a fake narrative for probably the lower schools, the probably elementary, or as Arda said, the public schools.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because you guys heard of the teachers union?
Yeah,
yeah.
I
There's
have.
the teachers union.
Okay. I'm surprised that a lot of people do not know about this. And I asked kids, I asked some of the smartest kids in my class of juniors, but we're now seniors, if they know what the teachers union is. And these are kids where their parents are pushing them and forcing them to go to college. And about 90% of them I've asked a lot. Asked a lot of people, and 90% of them don't even know what the teachers union is. And
Wow.
think about this: the teachers union, it includes the currently working teachers and also the teachers that have been retired for 5, 10, 15 years. Who knows?
Mhm.
Who knows how many
Wow.
years? And
Wow.
you think these college professors are poor? You know, they're still getting paid after they retired 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They're millionaires off our money.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
System is it's messed up right now. Yeah.
So
That's
basically, the education system, specifically colleges, are just robbing us of our future earnings. Because then what? We're going to get out of college probably on average $100,000 in debt.
what is
And
that? The
pardon?
American, yeah, yeah. I was about to say, isn't like students in America like overall like the student debt's like over $1 trillion or something, or
Yeah,
$1 billion, something like that.
I checked 2 years ago. I think it was at 1.5 unpaid student debt.
Stu- Student loans, wow.
Wow.
But yeah, I recommend you guys watch a documentary called "The College Admission Scandal." Literally, that show, that's a really good documentary. You guys gotta watch that.
I'll look it up right
But
now.
just to give it like yeah, you guys can look at it. But generally, it's about how um, just rich people just pay their way into just Ivy League colleges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They they like pay like a million. They give like a couple $1 million just so their son or daughter can go to an Ivy League school or have a
Lori and
chance.
Lachlan.
Yeah, just making donations to the school and stuff. It's not fair. That's the thing. It's not fair at all.
Yeah.
Rich people tend to go to college more often and have higher test scores and grades and stuff. They just
Yeah.
have more resources. It's statistically proven.
Yeah, it's in today's society, it's like you said, proven that if your parents are rich, you have a much easier path than obviously compared to somebody that's not as rich. And those people are gonna struggle, like you said, to even pay for college. They're gonna come out of college with thousands of dollars in debt, and they already have a disadvantage when starting their life, you know?
Yeah, and colleges only get you jobs that are they'll probably pay you like 50,000 to $80,000 a year, and it's not a little amount of money. It's like pretty good, but you still gotta pay off the debt. You still gotta pay off everything, and
Yeah.
you're just going to 4 years or yeah, around 4 years of college and stuff, and you just gotta pay all of that off. It does set people back from their dreams, you know. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention, so I know some people who couldn't finish college and they need to work a 9 to 5 just so they can get the money to go to college. So
It's crazy.
it's not all fun and games after you graduate, you know. You gotta put in the work.
Yeah, gotta get straight to work, man.
Didn't even
Yeah.
finish it.
Or even
Yo,
during, yeah.
plus considering this generation more than any other is so financially illiterate. They don't know how to manage their money. It's crazy.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And
Question
then
for literally high school, any high school, like if any high school, like I don't understand. Okay, so if you're in high school, why don't they teach you how to do finance? They don't teach you like finance correctly. They don't teach you everything you need to know about finance.
they don't teach you how to buy health insurance, how to correctly buy a house, uh, anything related to finance, basically.
Yeah,
The legal system. I don't know, you know. But what do we what do we do? We know
they
how
don't teach
what
you how
two
to
plus
write a
two is.
resume.
We know what
They
two
don't
plus
teach
two
you how to make a
is.
resume. That's a big thing right there. They don't teach you
Mhm.
how to make a job resume, which you got to learn that by yourself, or you got to have someone help you about that.
Yeah.
Along with what is it? People helping you out go to college, college counselors and stuff. You got to pay for those just so you can get to college or have a direction to help you out. Just
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, that's where the money comes in, but like some of this stuff we got to fix, you know. It's got to be a lot easier than because it's such a complicated system now. Um, we got to do something about it because it's not working for many people.
And for the viewers, we're not saying that education isn't necessary. It's if
Oh
they
no,
can
no, no.
it's if they can add those on top of the education they already teach us, you know.
Yeah, it seems like we're talking negative, but I'm entirely when it comes to college, I do believe that you should have a choice, and if you want to pursue a path, going to college, go ahead. I mean, it's your choice. You can go to college, do what you want. If you don't go to college, there's options out there too. So
Because it's not the only way.
it's not the only
Especially
option.
especially in this day and age. Look at how much technology we have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
internet right there. A lot of this stuff you could learn online, and if you can't afford college, I don't think you should stress about going to college. If you really don't have the money to do so, and if you really don't want to go, you shouldn't have to be forced to do it. It's just I know some parents or guardians will try to force you to go there, but at the end of the day, you got to make a decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably what is it, the main problem would be is if you wanted to work a 9 to 5 job, which I mean a lot of people get into and then never achieve achieve their dreams.
Agree.
Mhm.
And I mean that's what a lot of businesses look at college degrees. You know, people with a college degree will have a step over someone that doesn't have the credentials to get into college.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean it has been changing over the years. I know guys like Elon Musk and some other famous companies, they're starting
Yeah.
to look at college um, as less of something that's super important because they know like you don't need a college degree to be smart
Yeah.
enough to do a job. Um, but I believe like for anyone that's young right now, whether you go to college or not, the most important part is experience. For I believe it's all about the experience. Whether you're in college or something, you want to get like a job, you want to get or internship or whatever. I believe it's important to do it, have like a hobby or have like a passion that you're working on day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whenever you have the time, just do it. Do what you think. Do what you need to do to achieve your dreams, step by step. I feel like that's
Yeah.
important.
You have so much time, especially if you're young and listening to this podcast and you don't know what you're gonna do in life. You'll find it eventually. Yeah, you know, you're young and you can start anytime you want. And not discriminating the older viewers because there are people who have done a lot in life and they started very late, probably 40s and 50s, even 60s. So y- you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
It's your mindset if you're willing to do it.
yeah,
That's
for
all it is.
sure. Just like how my mom is right now. She's in her 50s right now, and
Hmm.
she's back in school. She's gonna get a master's degree. She's
Wow. That,
That's good.
she's working and getting a master's
What's
degree at the
up?
same time. It's kind of crazy. But
congrats. Wow.
yeah, and yeah, age doesn't matter. It's just like when you find like what you want to do, you just gotta go for it.
Hmm. Yeah, because
Because
a lot of
that's how
people,
dreams die. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people for some reason are afraid of making mistakes. And you know what? I think that is entirely the fault of the school systems. You know why? Because because it's like the worst thing that you can do in school is be wrong.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
have
that's true.
taught you that. They are killing, uh, as said by the great Sir Ken Robinson, schools are killing creativity. It's simple
Yeah.
as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it because we watched his TED talk in English class.
Oh wow.
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of kind of ironic,
that's
but
true.
yeah.
yeah, the takeaway here is just you gotta do some more stuff, you know. You can't rely on school to get you to where you want to be nowadays. You gotta do your own stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. Uh, other than medical school and law school, you know, um, you gotta do some other stuff. I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, medical school, oh my gosh, the tuition for those things is literally six figures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
It's too
just yesterday,
expensive.
I was looking at psychology and like psychiatric um degrees and stuff. To be a psychiatrist, you got it's 12 years of school, 12 years of school and experience.
Um,
So
Wow.
if you want like a medical, you want to be like a medical doctor, you gotta have 8 to 12 years of experience to do so.
just take me to Mars already.
That's crazy. I mean, I just looked it up right now, and the median cost for 4 years of medical school attendance is $250,000 at public institutions and $330,000 at private universities. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
So much money, dude. Oh
Uh,
my. That's why I
um,
respect people who go to community colleges though. Um,
yeah.
it allows you to save money. It shouldn't be like I know some people discriminate based on like if you have bad grades, you're going to community college. Like sometimes it's just a matter of just saving money. You know, it's good. It's a good way to save on costs, and you could go to a 2 year school
And
and
look,
then go to another 2 years at a really good college,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
True.
especially here in California, like a UC or something.
Hmm.
yeah,
Stuff
and
like it.
sorry, I just looked it up, and the average salary for a doctor in California is around $150,000 per year. So
Yeah.
that's basically 2 years of their even more than 2 years of their salary, their full salary gone.
Yeah,
Just
but
Dollars.
$250,000. That's a quarter.
yeah, I mean, okay, considering, you're not just going to be able to earn 150 and then just pay your tuition like that. You have to pay for your where you're going to live, all the expenses that come from
Absolutely.
living in America. Taxes,
Yeah.
and you're not going to get that $150,000. What?
Yeah,
Okay,
Where's that coming from?
hold
yeah.
on. I created I created a list of the tax bracket, right? Let's see. Let me try to find it.
Oh,
Where
you
is?
did.
Yeah, I did. Hold on. The tax basics and systems. Let's look at the 2021 American tax bracket. Okay. And we have a progressive tax system. For example, let's say you earn $45,000 a year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the tax brackets is between 9,000, just to put it simple, just simple numbers, 9,000 to 40,000. That first tax bracket, you get taxed 12%. And then the
Wow.
Okay.
second tax bracket, 40,000 to 86,000, you get taxed 22%. So basically, how a progressive tax system works is all the money that you earn above 40,000 will get taxed 22%. But the money you earn between 9,000 and 40,000 will only get taxed 12%. So that's how our progressive tax system works. Do you understand, or do you need me to explain more?
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
in general terms, just you have to pay more tax the more you make, and there's like different brackets for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So 9 to 40,000 is 12%, 40 to 86,000 is 22%. 86 to 164,000 is 24%.
That's
yeah, no doubt.
ridiculous.
It's a lot of taxes right there.
So
You gotta-
so 24, 22, so that's 46, 58. Dude,
And
that's
yeah,
50.
that's ridiculous. And just
Oh
keep
my
in
god.
mind that what I listed for like the 230,000 from public schools and 330,000 from private schools, keep in mind that was 4 years. And Arda said you needed 8 to
Uh
12 years of experience.
oh my well, okay.
So that's
We
ridiculous.
we do need medical doctors, so we're not
Yeah,
discouraging
yeah,
anyone that wants to become a doctor to not be a doctor, whatever, surgeon, whatever in the medical field. But I mean, if you have parents that can pay that, go ahead.
That's crazy.
because we do need doctors,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially during COVID.
Yeah, no.
But I
Um,
mean, it's kind of slowing down, so it's not bad.
Mhm.
you know,
It's good.
um, whether you go to school or not, even medical doctors, if it's something you want to do, just go for it. I'm just saying, just calling out just how expensive it is to live here in America and even in California because of how much tax you got to pay and
Yeah,
how
it's
expensive
true.
everything is here. Even though I live in California, I might move out. It's not, especially yeah, Southern California is expensive.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. That's why I heard like a lot of people moving to Texas and stuff.
Hmm.
You can see that.
Anything
Yeah.
anything else? What about the school system do you guys not like?
Um, I just personally I don't like the concept of homework in general. Now
Homework.
colleges, it's gonna differ when it comes to colleges, and I don't mind that. But homework when it comes to like grade schooling, like elementary school,
Yeah.
even like younger middle schoolers, preschooler, even preschoolers nowadays are getting homework. It's crazy, but
I don't remember how. I wonder if I did have homework in preschool. I don't think I did.
honestly, I don't think we have in our time, but I know homework it exists in some preschools for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
just the yeah. What do you guys think about it? What are you
Some
guys'
schools
opinion?
I heard are actually starting to not have homework. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
That's true. I know some teachers that are going on strike about homework and stuff.
Yeah.
They did a study a couple years ago. I think I read it on. Do you guys remember in elementary school when we got those scholastic newspapers and then they
Yeah.
have questions on
Oh,
the back and we we'd answer them?
Mhm.
oh,
It was they were talking about a school system somewhere in, I think, mid, I don't know, east, somewhere in the east side of the U.S.
it
Right?
might be like North Carolina-ish.
I,
Who
I
knows?
was I
Vaughn.
was thinking, so yeah, somewhere around that area where they discovered that homework is,
It could be
they did a study.
detrimental.
It was with home. They gave students, or one class. One class had homework and the other class did not have homework.
Oh, okay.
And when the teacher focused, so both teachers taught the same way, but the I don't know the entire details of how they taught, but the students retained the information better when they didn't have homework.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, if the whole point of homework is for that teacher say to retain information,
Yeah,
and if
and they
students
say
are,
practice makes perfect, right?
yeah.
But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so no, I was just saying that, yeah, if the whole point of homework is for students to retain the information after the day, because that's pretty much all, that's the teachers say, right?
Hmm.
If that's the point of homework and students are out here retaining information better without homework, I mean, what's the point of homework, you know?
Oh, I actually heard about literally. I've had this experience in my English class last year. So I have a English teacher who's pretty honest about like what's going on in class and stuff.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna say her name, of course, but she'll give out homework. She'll give out like a bunch of homework to us like during the weekend and stuff. And then but when it comes to like the end of the semester, like she's always late on grading, always late on grading, and
Mhm.
then tells us to get assignments done on Friday at like 11:59.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? These
What?
teachers are the ones that are complaining the most about having to grade this homework and always tell students, we're gonna grade it, don't worry. But yeah, they're the ones that just keep assigning more and more of it, right?
Yeah,
So I find that
and plus,
kind of
th-
weird.
think about it. In elementary school, it was fun. We had fun in school, and we were taking the work a little bit seriously, not as seriously as it is now, but the amount of homework that we receive from schools is just so much that at this point we just search up the answers online. We don't care about the process anymore because we're just given so much homework and we just need to get it done.
I've
Yeah.
actually asked a few friends, and what every single one tells me is, yeah, I don't retain any of the information. I literally just study for the test that's upcoming, and then after that, for the rest of my life, I just don't care. They literally say they study for the test. Once the test is over, they forget about it.
Yeah.
It's basically what they're saying.
That is
There's
that, especially during this quarantine.
yeah.
Especially during this
Yeah.
quarantine.
Yeah.
Everyone had no motivation to do work, and
No one.
yeah, there's two types of people. There's the people who are extremely smart and they retain every single thing that they learn in the classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it, like okay, so in this like I don't care about the like in this situation, grades don't matter whether you do good or not. There's two types of kids. There's the people who know everything and retain every single bit of the information. And then there's the people who get A's in the class but they don't actually care about it. They just get the work done. And that's something that I had that's definitely me during the whole quarantine, where I literally didn't care anything about like what we actually learned. I just kind of got the work done and did good on it, and that's a big problem right there. People aren't actually learning; they're just getting the work done, and that's not how learning should be at all.
They're just learning from test to test, and after that, they don't care.
No, no, not even learn, bro. They're just remembering.
Yeah, they're just okay. So this is the answer, and this is the process. Okay, just remember that process or remember that formula, and that's what I did, man. You know during
School in general,
yeah
right?
a lot of my teachers just did not care this year and gave us work, the most random work I've ever seen. You know,
Oh yeah,
and I'm surprised because a lot of the smart kids, I mean, the top 20 that was back in sophomore year, our top 20, some of their grades just plummeted because they didn't care anymore about their grades. As Arda mentioned earlier, no motivation over quarantine.
yeah,
And we weren't receiving any more help from the schools because they were just giving us work.
yeah. No, not at all. The social aspect is more important than people thought. I mean, that's what we learned throughout this whole quarantine is that going to school and having no social interaction, just doing the work online, like it's a huge difference. Like there's no motivation, there's no like willing to wake up, go to school, see your friends, or even like if you're in a sport, like you're excited to go to practice or excited to go to games and stuff. All these school activities, proms, dances, that too.
Hmm.
It's school without the fun. And it is important because mental health is definitely an epidemic when it comes to students, high school students, and even
Oh,
younger.
oh. Speaking of mental health, I did a presentation about mental health in English. It was about sports and how sports could help build resistance against mental health disorders. But one of the shocking numbers I found is that 30% of adolescents in the US, which is 6.3 million adolescents, and their age, the range, is between 10 and 19 years old. That's 6.3 million adolescents in the US that suffer from either depression or anxiety.
Yeah, and that's that's not even including the people that don't even report. Let's say you don't report it,
Yeah.
like they wouldn't even know at all. So there there is, I believe that there's like at least 50, a good 50% that have gone through anxiety or depression disorders or something like that before, or are going through it right now. That's what I believe. It's a high
Sure.
percentage of just young kids just they're stressed out. They don't know what to do, and a lot of that's from social media, and it's just yeah, just perfectionism, just trying to be the best they can, but just so much comparison online, and
Oh yeah, we
school doesn't
need
help with that at all. Just adding work to just people who are not going through
We'll
good
talk about
times.
social media another
Yeah,
day.
yeah, I was about to say we that's a good subject
Crazy.
to talk about, you know. That's
Yeah,
great you brought up that. We're going to dive into that deeper next time.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
that that's a news video right there, or video podcast right there.
Okay, wait here. This is numbers from USA Today. I just looked it up. 50% of students age 14 and older with a mental illness drop out of high school.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
70. What is this number? This is a huge one. 75% of all lifetime cases of mental illnesses began by age 24. Well, that's a bit older. But
Yeah.
75?
I I think over the years it's gotten the age of just anxiety or mental disorders, it's been dropping. I mean, the past decade it's been college students. People have been focusing on how there's suicides and just uh just bad cases in colleges. And it's been dropping all the way down to middle schoolers and
Yeah,
even elementary school kids.
you
It's bad.
talking about it's the range,
Yeah,
the
the
age
age
range
range has been dropping
increasing.
and dropping.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dropping in like age because now young kids nowadays are getting mental disorders. Like it's
I
not
mean, some people are
it's not like that.
genuinely afraid of going to school, right?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
that
the
they
anxiety, depression.
they do every
Oh,
day, which is, yeah, like you said, is as a result of their anxiety and depression. And it could be social media could definitely be linked to that, like largely to some scale, or you know, there's a whole nother topic, but
Yeah.
cyberbullying
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That's
all
yep.
that stuff. I mean,
Well,
yeah, it just leads to kids not wanting to go to school. They literally dread waking up and having to go to school, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous in the sense of like it shouldn't be happening. Like they shouldn't be afraid to go to school, you know?
school should be somewhere like you're excited to go to, you know? And there's just like I don't know how to think about this, but I know some parents like that I know they say hey if I was your age I would be excited to go to school. Working sucks and stuff like that. What is what do you guys think about that? Or
I mean, they just went to school in a different era altogether.
yeah,
So I wouldn't even compare the two, because it's just completely different now. Back then, when let's just say our parents went to school, there was no social media, there was nothing like this. I'm sure there were very few or like much fewer anxiety and depression cases back then. I'm sure everybody was much happier back then, just due to the fact of, I mean, social media, there's plenty good with social media, but there's also plenty bad with social media. And I feel like that has a huge impact on how students feel today about school.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. We can go into more detail about that, but just about schools, yeah. I mean, I've had experience with depression, anxiety before. When it comes to anxiety, it's like you have so many. Let's say you get assigned so many assignments, like you don't know what to do. So much to do. You got so much expectation as a young kid, to do well in school, is on top of being able to go to college, get jobs. Um, yeah, there's so many responsibilities. Yeah, teenagers have to go through, especially, and there's not a lot of support out there. I mean, you can go to a therapist and stuff, but um, you gotta have permission from your parents and stuff to go there because they're not quite 18 yet. So even yeah, s- this pandemic has been a problem for kids that don't have the best parent relationship with their parents and stuff. Um, a lot of us are fortunate, but some people aren't as fortunate.
Yeah, support's very low, especially since we live in such a competitive world nowadays, and there are some parents that are still been raised in the time where they think college is a necessity, you know. And I'm impressed with these kids that have 4.6 GPAs and up, you know. And those are definitely kids that are going to get into a good college, but you know how many millions of other students are doing the exact same thing they do, extracurriculars, and then they're on top of their classes. Uh, you know, there's just not that much room anymore. It's so competitive. And plus the college acceptance rate is super low.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, nowadays, especially our parents' generation, uh, they're expecting all their kids to go to college nowadays.
Yeah.
There's more people wanting to go to college than ever before, meaning that schools have to be more selective. Nobody's making it to an Ivy League unless you're so lucky or you're just rich and your parents could pay it. If you give like $1 million donation. Um, yeah, just so many kids going to college and it's so competitive.
And I
And
don't and I
grades
don't
aren't the
blame
only
the
thing now.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they were born in an era for sure. That it was good. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just different. It's about adapting to an era of different media, different like having access to the internet and able to make money online or
Yeah.
make a career online for sure.
I mean, it's completely different. I can't remember the exact quote, but um, I know, I know somebody important made the quote, but clearly I'm just not smart enough to remember how important this person is, I guess. But trust me, it was somebody of great significance. They said something along the lines of technology has improved more in the past 10 years than it has in the past 50, you know. That's just how much technology is changing and it's just adapting that these parents have to do to these new generations that they have that maybe some of them have not. So they look at it in different views, you know. They have different points of views because they're just not caught up with this generation and the the new technology maybe that exists, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's way too many options nowadays.
there's a lot of
From
options.
because of, as Khan said, technology has improved so fast,
Yeah,
and people are making careers online. It's crazy.
yeah, robots, ju- just technology in general. Yeah, we have crazy fast computers, internet speeds helps a lot.
And that'll do it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into this first episode of the A.K.A. Real Talk podcast from wherever you're listening. This has been your hosts,
Arda,
Kaan.
And Al,
Have a great rest of your day, guys. See ya.
peace
see
out.
you guys.